So this project that I'm about to indulge in is going to be huge. I mean like collection huge. Of course I'm joking. I'm not making a collection, but I am planning to make anywhere between 2 to 3 pajama sets and 2 to 3 nightgowns. This is a project that I am so excited about. I've been wanting to make pajamas for a really long time. I'm somebody who works hard, plays harder. I live in my pajamas. And I just recently graduated from a really intense graduate program. And I just recently started a very intense job for said program. And so I just feel like I've really been living in this very like masculine energy. I've been wearing baggy clothes. I haven't been eating well, I've been gaining weight, and I just don't feel good. And so something that I'm very excited about is to really push myself to rediscover and re-explore my feminine energy. I used to really live in a very feminine state. I love to dress myself to feel good, to feel beautiful. I love to spend time on myself getting ready in the morning. And I really lost that recently. And so one of my biggest goals for this year is to just get back into that self-care, that self-love. And one way that I'm going to be doing that is with this big project. I am making some beautiful, whimsical, very feminine pajamas. Maybe a little bit sexy. I should kind of take this back a little bit in saying that I'm not really going for sexy, like lingerie sexy. I'm going for beautiful. I'm going for what feels good to me right now. We are talking frilly, ruffly, lacy, cottage core outfits. I want to feel like I am meant to be frolicking in the woods. Alright, so let's talk details for my project. I haven't really decided on what patterns I'm going to use yet. I have a lot of patterns that I'm playing around with. What I know that I want from these pieces, I want a lot of gathering, lot of ruffles. This is Whimsy Cottagecore Fairy Tale. There's a lot of different necklines that I am excited about. I want square necklines, I want square yokes, I want Peter Pan collars, I want deep V necklines. I want puff sleeves. I want sleeveless. I want ruffles for sleeves. And I want bloomers. We are doing long, short, and knee-length bloomers. So there's a lot of different things going on here. There's so many things that I've been wanting to try. This is like my perfect moment to just throw myself in and start exploring and really getting into different details of sewing. I just want to preface this video by saying that my biggest goal for this project is to play around a little bit more with self-drafting my own patterns. I'm using this book called Pattern Making for Fashion Design, and it's a pretty chunky book, and I think I'll learn a lot from it. My goal is to be a freaking fashion designer. Like, I'm a wannabe fashion designer. So I'm going to use this project to delve a little bit more into my own creativity and start playing around with my own designs. I did get my ideas down to 3 projects. First I'll be making the Peter Pan blouse, and this is a pattern. I'll be using the pattern as is. And then I'm gonna be kind of pattern hacking a shorts pattern that I have to make some bloomers. For this next project, I'll be using the yoke of a dress pattern that I have to make this tiny cute little top. And I'll be pattern hacking that for this project. And then for the bottoms, I will be using a comfy lounge pants pattern that I have. And I won't be making any changes to that pattern. And for my third project, which is the dress, I made this design myself. And I did play around with self-drafting a pattern, and I draped this on my dress form and marked out the design that I wanted. There's darts. I'm definitely going more traditional, like modern pajama style, a little bit away from the whimsy cottagecore vibes that I was originally planning on. But this is just where I ended up after evaluating all my fabrics and playing around with drawing out different designs. This is where I ended up. I do think that I'll probably end up making a second one of these videos since I do still have so many open thoughts. Choosing my fabric was really fun for this project. For the Peter Pan blouse, I'm using this really cute, ditzy, teensy, tiny little floral off-white, kind of creamy, crispy cotton fabric. And then for the bloomers, I have this super soft ivory color stretch knit, and they look so nice together. Oh, so nice. I have this teensy tiny little lace that I'll play around with. For the tank top and lounge pants, I'll be using this beautiful striped ditzy floral baby pink rose fabric. This is the most beautiful fabric I think I own. And I have it in this pink, a purple, and a yellow. I got them all from this gal on Facebook Marketplace, as you guys probably could assume. And I barely have enough of this fabric to bring this idea to life, but I'm doing it. Like, I'm doing it. I refuse to keep hoarding my beautiful fabrics. Like, they don't do me any good sitting on my shelf at all. And so I'm challenging myself to pull out my big guns and really show out, because this is some of my favorite fabric and I'm so scared to ruin it, but we got to use it. And for my details for this project, I have this super beautiful teensy tiny little pink lace. It's, I think, 4 inches. And so I'll be adding this to the hem of the bottoms, and then it will also act as the kind of like peplum of the top. And for the nightgown, this is another fabric that is so beautiful and I've been holding on to for so long. It is this baby blue jacquard, so soft, so drapey, so beautiful. It's almost velvety, but it's not velvet. Another one of my big goals for sewing is to learn fabrics. It's hard because I buy these secondhand, so I don't know what they are, and I don't have enough knowledge right now to be able to look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's what this is. I'm pretty sure we call this jacquard, this style. It's so beautiful. And details for this dress, I have this really beautiful white lace, and so I'll be using this around the waistline, kind of like the underbust of this gown. So I have my patterns that I'm using cut out and ready to go. I have all of my ideas written out, drawn out, ready to go. I'm going to start cutting out my pattern pieces and we'll go from there. Yeah, it's freaking hard for me to figure out which fabrics I want to use when my fabric satch looks like this. Like, how do you decide? Like, these are all so beautiful. In all my favorite colors, the pinks, the burnt oranges, the salmons, and so coming up with the designs that I wanted to do and the fabrics that I wanted to use for this project was so hard. And it just made me realize, like, I have so much sewing to do. Like, I have so many big plans for all these fabrics and I'm like ready to use them. Aside from the 3 that I showed you, I'm going to come through and show you some other ideas that I've had. I have this navy blue, really sheer, soft drapey fabric that I want to use to make a button-down kind of sheer see-through long sleeve top. And then some matching knee-length bloomers. Stretchy, super soft, really dainty, beautiful white lace to put along the hem of the bottoms and the hem of the top. Then I have this soft, stretchy knit salmon color fabric and this beautiful pink floral lace, and I'm so ready to use it. I think they look beautiful together. Look at this. Look at this. I just don't quite yet have a design in mind for these, so I'm putting it on the back burner for now. Once I get that spark, once I see the right idea or find the right pattern, I just know that this is going to serve. It is going to serve. It's just like they were born to be together. They have to be together. But that will not be a part of this project. And then I got this UGG bedsheet that I actually already turned into a skirt that is way too small for me, but a really beautiful Sunday skirt. Oh no, Saturday skirt. And it's so soft, super drapey, and I think I want to use it to make my McCall pants, which is a kind of tiered, flowy pant. It's actually the first pants that I ever made was this McCall pattern. I get so many compliments on those pants. I think that this fabric is perfect for it. So if I do that, then I would want to do kind of like a white satin top to match. This obviously has to just be a matching plain button up and comfy stretch pants. Like, it couldn't be any more perfect. It just couldn't. Like, flannel Christmas pajamas. That's what this is. I saw this at the store and was like, you're coming home with me. And then I just got this stretchy, super pretty, comfy knit. It's like terracotta. Is that the color? I'm trying to think the color of this. Burnt brown. So anyways, as you can see, I have a lot of sewing to do, so let's get started. The teeniest, tiniest mental breakdown is happening right now. Just like, I'm just having the smallest little existential crisis. My problem is that I love all these fabrics so much, I don't know what to do with them. So I have, you know, this blue jacquard that I was planning to do the nightgown. But I started thinking, maybe I want to do this as the nightgown. The pink rosy stripes. And have it be the flowy, drapey nightgown. And then use the blue to make my McCall pants and a nice little cami. I'm just the most indecisive person in the world. Like, it's a disease. Like, how can one just make a decision and move on with their life? Like, each decision just feels earth-shattering. Ugh. And then I sit here and I look at these and I'm like, look how beautiful these fabrics are. Like, God forbid I start hacking them away and then I hate it. Yeah. So I just think that this wouldn't make for comfortable pants. It would be. I'm just trying to talk myself out of it. God damn it. Okay. No. I'm convinced this is nightgown fabric. It screams nightgown. And these are going to make the most radical, groundbreaking McCall pants in cami. I can see it now. I can see it. Okay, I have a plan. I'm going to start cutting out my fabric. And no, I'm not bringing you along with me because I think it's going to get messy. So I'm going to just do some thinking by myself and figure this out. And then I'll talk through what I end up figuring out and how it goes. See you soon. And I actually am draping right now in my dress form. And I think I will bring you guys along for that as I'm like slowly learning. I just purchased a fashion design course that I'm really excited about starting. And so I will be slowly learning more and more about choosing fabrics, about fashion design in general, about draping, and finally bringing all of my ideas to life. But as I'm kind of working through that course, I'm also going to be working on my project. And so in the meantime, while I haven't quite learned anything yet, because I literally just bought the course right now, I'll show you my process of how I've been draping and how I've made my pattern for this project so far. Here's the scoop. We are doing the baby doll bust. We have darts on the front. We're doing the deep scoop back. I'm going to be doing button closure here so that we can get a really nice tight under bust and waist, keeping the arm and the sides open here. And then I'll be closing the back of the skirt, probably with 3 buttons about 6 inches down. I kind of want it to hit just at like the small of the back. This just feels so cute and sexy to me. I am really excited about this design. I need to cut out my skirt from the muslin, and then I'll take everything off the dress form, get my pattern piece made, and then I'll cut it out on my fabric. I am doing this project with the pink rose fabric I decided, and I'm going to be using that pink ruffle around the underbust and the waist, and we will see how it turns out. Nightgown. Okay guys, so since I saw you last, I made an entire prototype dress for my nightgown. Like, really blew myself away with this. It was totally my own design. I took a whack at draping for the first time ever. Did it without any guidance, without doing any research beforehand. And now I've started an online fashion design course that I mentioned briefly earlier. And now as I'm watching the course, I'm like, wow, I did so many things wrong. But I also did so many things right because I created my very own design for this dress. The biggest thing that I'm going to change from the prototype to the actual design is just bringing the back strap and the skirt together a little bit further here. As you can see, it's only attached for like 3 inches. And so I'll just bring the strap down a little bit more, probably for another 2 or 3 inches. And that will just prevent it from flaring at the shoulders, which you'll see in a clip. I also attached some elastic at the bust along the sides here. And that was to just create a little bit more of like a bra-like support at the bust, since this is such an open side design. I think that I will give the elastic a little bit more of a stretch when I'm doing that in the actual design, so that I get a more cinched, tighter bust. But otherwise, I'm so happy with how it turned out. I ended up just using this fabric that I've had stashed in my closet for a really long time. And I was like, realistically, I'll never use this fabric for any garment that I'll wear just because of the color. But now that I have the dress and it's, for the most part, done, I'm kind of like, I would wear this. Like, I would wear this, and I probably am going to. So yeah, that was so fun. So right now I have cut out 3 different projects. The bottom is the Peter Pan blouse, shorts that I'm gonna turn into bloomers. And then I have my pink Sophie nightgown, and then the blue on top is the McCall pants with a cami top. And then I was going to make this kind of basic button-up night shirt with the long bloomers with this sheer navy blue fabric. But then I recently started watching The Empress, like just this last few days, and there's this scene where Elizabeth is wearing this really flowy, like extra billowy sleeve, long sleeve button up. It's the scene where she comes downstairs for the first time, the day where they are set to meet the emperor. Immediately when I was watching the show, I was like, that's a shirt that I'm gonna have to make. Like, her outfit is so cute. And then as I was thinking about adding this sleep shirt to my pajama set that I'm making for this video, it like hit me where I was like, this is the perfect fabric to make those big extra large sleeves. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I have this McCall pattern that I've been wanting to make that is, I think, is so cute and such a flattering fit, where the bodice is kind of like a regular button up, but then it comes in nice and tight at the waist, so it gives you this like cinched look. And so I'm gonna use the body pieces of this project. And then I went on Etsy and found this pattern, which has these big, huge, billowy sleeves, because I just didn't want to waste all my fabric, like trying to make one myself and then messing up. So I bought this pattern that had really great reviews. And so I'm going to try to recreate that shirt with my own ideas in mind. Basically, it's just going to be tight bodice, really big sleeves. And instead of doing bloomers for that top, I think I want to do a long, like, maxi skirt, kind of like Elizabeth has in the inspo pic.
Dearest gentle reader, be my mistress.
Cut.
Though a moth may love a slave.
Okay, so I finally have 4 projects cut out and I'm ready to start sewing. For this first project, it's the Peter Pan blouse with just a basic pair of short bloomers. I think this is going to be the easiest project because for the Peter Pan blouse, I'm just following a pattern step by step. And for the shorts, it's just a basic shorts pattern and I'm adding elastic at the thighs and at the waist with a little bit of lace to create the bloomers. There's not a lot of pattern hacking and I'm not having to come up with my own design for this project. So I'm gonna jump right in with this first one. I'm starting off with making ties for the Peter Pan blouse because it has ties down the front. So I have 3 so far. My gosh dang mother frickin' Amazon thread has broken literally 4 times with me making these 3 straps or ties 4 times. If you guys watch my previous videos, you know that I have some serious issues with stupid Amazon thread. I'm trying not to shop on Amazon anymore. It's such poor quality. It's so bad for, it just sucks. It just sucks. I just hate it. So anyways, I'm actually gonna buy new thread today. It's a promise.
She is indeed a liar.
Had a thread jam, which has happened a few times recently. This machine is like pretty challenging to get back working once it's mad at you. Okay. That should have done the trick. Isn't that crazy how fast it goes? Ah, so cool. Okay, now I have my 6 straps. So I'm working through this pattern for the Peter Pan blouse and it's super cute so far. The pattern maker made it so that the top is double layered and then the peplum is just 1 layer. And so I tried to do like a sandwich effect, like sandwiching the peplum between the 2 layers and then just top stitching over the top. It mostly turned out pretty nice. I don't know. Part of me is tempted to just serge them all together. I think I'll leave it for now. It doesn't look like the most clean, especially on the inside. The lines are a little bit wonky. You can see the seam line, how it kind of drops down. But I think I'll leave it. It's something I can always go back and fit. I don't know. I don't think it looks that bad. What do you guys think? I'm gonna leave it. I'm moving on. I still think it looks like nice and professional. So now that I have the front pieces pretty much done aside from the hem, looks like the next step is to sandwich the back panel shoulder in between the 2 front panels with right sides together so we'll get a nice clean finish there. I'm just like looking for resources that will teach me how to make clean finishes for my clothes. Like how to do these clean seams, how to, like what's the best way between doing a French seam or doing serging or you know, when you have a two-sided front part of the bodice, oh my gosh, when you have a two-sided bodice, am I making any sense? When the bodice is 2 layers and then the back panel is 1 layer, I guess that's just a pattern making problem. I don't think that I would have made the pattern that way. But anyways, if you guys have like resources for learning how to make these like nice clean finishes, that would be helpful for me. But all in all, I think it looks quite nice. Here's my little straps, and I'm gonna connect the back panel now. Here's the back panel with so I'll attach those at the shoulders and the side seams, and then I just need to sew on the sleeves and then hem the cuffs of the sleeves and the bottoms of the body. I love it! I figured it out with the shoulder, and I actually quite like it. I still think, I don't know, I think having like what is the word when there's 2 fabrics? Double layer? 2-sided? Oh my god, I cannot think of the word. But anyways, the front bodice, double-sided, back bodice is 1 layer of fabric. 2 layers of fabric, 1 layer of fabric. Oh my god. Anyways, so the way that the pattern maker did it was by sandwiching it like this, and I quite like it. I like it. I like the way it worked out. Kind of tempted to try it with the front peplum. I literally could do it with the peplum. I'm gonna do it. Okay, so that will be my fix, because I was showing you guys how I don't really like the way that my top stitch turned out for the front bodices at the peplum. And so the way that you do this shoulder is just by opening up the front body. My English is so bad right now, I like don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, you take the neckline section, you place it right here where the right sides together, where the neckline is on the front of the bodice, and then you just close it over, sew across the top, and then it sandwiches it in. And so I'm realizing I can do the exact same thing with the peplum. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'll be gone for quite a while as I redo this. Lots of seam ripping to be done. So I'm going to seam rip, I'm going to re-sandwich the peplum in, I'm going to finish the second shoulder, then I'm going to sew the side seams together. Then I'll hem the bottom, and then I'll do the sleeves. Okay. It's so funny how when I do these projects, I'm like, oh, this is an easy project, it'll take me a couple hours. And then 5 days later, it's finally almost done. Patience is a virtue, especially with sewing. Headphones are on because I'm listening to Alchemised right now and I can't stop. It's so good. I was in such a book rut after finishing the Fourth Wing first 3 books, and I just kept starting new books and starting new books. I think I started like 8 different books and like couldn't finish any of them, this being one of them. And then I went on my little Facebook book club group thing, gals who read, love them, and everyone was like, you have to finish Alchemised, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I started it again, and it's so good. But anyways, so I have my top done here, and I think it looks so good. I'm so excited about it. I did the sandwiching method with the peplum seam here, and wow, it made a world of difference. So now there's no more visible seam. It's all tucked away in between the 2 layers of the top part of the bodice. So yeah, I did it for both sides. Now I'm attaching the back. So you can see I did the gathering on the sleeve and then attached the sleeve. The way that you attach sleeves, in case you're wondering, is you flip the shirt right side in, so inside out, and then you flip the sleeve right side out, so that when you put the sleeve into, you know what, let me just show you. Okay, so here's my sleeve. I still need to gather the top part so we get that ruffle, but here's my shirt, and right now it is right side out, and so I want to flip it inside out. So now you can see my seams here. So we have the right sides in. And then you take your sleeve. You want your sleeve to be right side out. So now you can see it's right side out. The seam is inside. And then I like to align the seam of the sleeve with the side seam of the shirt. So you can see I have right sides together. Place the seams right on each other, and then you align the sleeve inside the shirt, and then you just sew around. And like when you're making seams, you always want to think about it being right sides together so that your seam is on the inside of the garment. Unless you're doing French seams, which I thought about doing with this project, but I didn't know if I would have had enough give at the armpits, at the bust, and so I decided not to. But I do have a dress in mind, the garden dress, that I think I'll be making pretty soon here, and that does have French seams, so excited for that project. I'm a fiend for a little Peter Pan collar. I think this looks so cute. Oh my gosh. I've never made one before. My Pinterest board, like every other picture, is a Peter Pan collar. It's just like the thing right now, and I'm so with it. I am so all about it. This is the cutest thing ever, and I feel like I will make 200,000 others. I want my whole closet to be just filled with these. Look at this little whimsy, freaking cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm just amazed. Why has it taken me this long to do it? I will never stop. I will never stop. Well, I'm at a point now where my shirt is pretty much done. I need to attach this collar somehow. I'm not sure how she does it. Super excited. And then I will move on to my bloomer shorts, which I'm so excited about. The shirt is done, but don't look yet. This is just a sneak peek. I'm gonna show you the real reveal. Don't look. Don't look. But okay, so shorts. When I say that sorry, this is a mess. I was so overwhelmed by finishing my shirt and I just jumped right into the shorts without filming anything. But when I say that making shorts like this takes literally 3 minutes. So you'll have 2 front pieces, 2 back pieces. You sew the 2 front pieces together at the crotch, 2 back pieces together at the crotch, like the butt cheeks. And then you sew the left front and back and the right front and back together. And then you sew the crotches together, front and back. And I just did the whole thing on my serger, like don't even use my sewing machine. And it took me literally 4 minutes. Probably less. Honestly, it probably took me 45 seconds. And so, yeah, shorts are created. And so now that they have some kind of shape, I'm just gonna go in and create teensy tiny little channel. I think my elastic is 1/4 inch, so I'll make a little channel, feed in my elastic, do the same on this side, and then I'm going to add some lace at the top, and then I'll create my channel, or I guess it's called a casing, for my waistband. And then I'm going to add some lace at the hem, and it's gonna be done. I think the shorts in total will take me maybe like 15 minutes to do, starting now. But don't look at the shirt. Sneak peek. Okay, see you soon. Okay, totally lied about making the channels on the legs. Don't know what I was thinking. You would only make channels if there was 2 layers of fabric, but I only have 1. From the hem, I'm doing 2.5 inches up, and I just marked a line all the way across on both legs, and that's gonna be where I place the elastic. And so I measured the elastic just to be a very comfortable hug around my upper thigh, so it's about this size. And so I'm going to take it and I'll sew it down here at the hem, and then I'm just going to stretch it around so that it fits all the way around the pants, and sew and stretch the elastic at the same time until I get back to the seam here. Let me show you. Okay, so you can see here's my elastic relaxed, here's it pulled taut to match the size of the pants, and so I will sew it with it pulled taut like this so that it makes it all the way around the pants. That way when I let it go and it relaxes, the pants will have a cute little ruffle and it'll be the size of my thigh. Okay, so now you can see that I have the elastic held very nice and taut here. And I'm just going to sew. Straight line. I don't know why I'm doing it like that. Just stretch and sew. And I would just like to say that I completely made this up myself. I've never looked up how to make bloomers. I'm going strictly based off pictures and vibes. It's just like, I can't imagine what else would cause the shape of it than doing this. Makes perfect sense to me. Alright, halfway done. I'm just going to make it around this back half. Stretching and sewing, stretching and sewing. Ooh, get up. Last little piece. This bloomers, I can't even talk. These bloomers are making me crash out because my thread has broken so many times. And then I stretched it too far. So I had to unpick the whole thing and do it again. Sorry, I didn't stretch it far enough. So it wasn't like bunched enough. And then I unpicked it. And then I tried to redo it, and my bobbin ran out. And then I tried to redo it, and then my thread broke 3 times. And then I finally did it, and I freaking caught the hem. So now I have to unpick it again and do it again for what feels like literally the millionth time. Here I go. No. 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 Bella. Okay, I've taken so much time off from this project because my sister came and visited me, and my parents came and visited me, and I had to binge watch the last 4 episodes of Bridgerton, which were so cute, and I cried so much. I cried so much. I think I don't know. I think I cried more than I cried during Queen Charlotte. I cried so much. So good. I've already watched it over like 3 times. Anyways, so I'm so behind, but I'm ready to get back into it and finish up. I also had to take a break because doing the little like ruche on, is that what you call this? The little ruffle detail on the bloomers sent me into an existential crisis. I mean, it almost ended me. So I did take a little bit of a break for that reason too, but now I'm back and ready to finish. So the top, you guys saw a sneak peek, is done. She's so cute. I'm so excited about it. I wore it to the movie theater the other night, and I was like, do not spill nacho cheese on this shirt, Journey, because I have to film a YouTube video in it. I always get food on my clothes, like 10 out of 10 times. It's like a miracle that I didn't get nacho cheese on it. But she's clean and perfect. I'm going to iron her, make her nice and pretty so you can see it on with the finished bottoms. Oh, I also made my parents the cutest little bags when they came and visited me. That's another reason why I'm so behind on this project. I'll put the pictures up here so you guys can see. My mom sent me a YouTube and was like, can you make me this bag? And I was like, yes. Yes. I'll put the YouTube link down below. But anyway, so I have the little ruffle details done, I'm going to add my lace around the hem and then add my elastic to the waistband, and we'll be done with the bloomers. The winter weather in Portland literally makes me so depressed. And this last weekend, we finally started having some, like, kind of nice weather. Like, the sun came out on Saturday, and I went and walked along the river and got ice cream, and it was, like, the best day of my life. But also, I took myself on a little date to Sephora, and I got some new makeup for the first time in, like, I don't even know, like, some of my makeup is that I'm actively still wearing is, like, 15 years old. And I did get, like, a couple of new, like, eyeshadows and things in 2023. When my sister and I went to Vegas to see Taylor Swift. But yeah, otherwise all my makeup is so old. And so I went to Sephora on this beautiful sunny day. I was filled with endorphins. And I spent so much money. I didn't mean to. I spent so much money. But I told myself that I deserved it since I've been walking around with this, like, 15-year-old makeup on my face. You know? So I'm going to show you guys all the makeup that I got. And we are going to make a makeup bag. I'll show you how to do it. It's so fun. When my sister was here visiting me, I just finally got her to start sewing. And so she was like, when I come visit you, I want you to teach me how to sew, because she bought the same Brother sewing machine that I started with. And so she was working on my machine. I was teaching her how to sew, and we made these quilted makeup bags with, like, an internal zipper pocket. So freaking cute. So fun. So easy. But yeah, so I have all this new makeup. It needs somewhere cute to live. So we will make a makeup bag for my next project after this one. Then it'll be go time to start with my yoga collection. I don't think I've talked about yoga on here yet, but it's a big part of my life. I've been doing yoga for, like, the last 12 years now. I started teaching it when I was in college, and then I stopped teaching it while I was in PA school. And then towards the last few months of my PA program, I started to teach again because I had more time, just, like, having family medicine rotations where I was free on the weekends. So yeah, started teaching again, but the studio really needed Pilates instructors instead of yoga instructors. And since I know how to teach Pilates too from my past, then I was teaching Pilates instead of yoga. Then I started my big girl job and was like, I just don't really want to teach anymore. I really want to just be a student again and get back into my daily practice. And so I joined a new studio here. It's by my job, and I go every morning before work, and it's just such an important part of my life. Like, it's really the thing that keeps me grounded the most in life and keeps me from going absolutely bonkers with, like, the stress of working in healthcare and just the stress of, like, being an adult in America right now, or just being a human in America. So yeah, and so now I've been going to these hot yoga and hot Pilates classes every morning, and girl, I am out of clothes. Like, yeah, my body changes a lot. It's changed a lot recently. I've, like, put on a few pounds, and so I only really feel comfortable wearing my spandex, like my short shorts and a tank top, because my leggings are, like, too constricting. And so I have 4 pairs that I cycle through. And it's the only 4 things that I wear to the studio all the time. And I have so much nice, like, stretch fabrics, knits, and spandexy kind of fabrics that I think would be perfect for the hot yoga with how much sweating I do. So I'm going to make a little yoga collection. More to come on that later. Yay! Okay, great. So I've just went around and pinned the lace down to the one leg. Now I'm going to do the other leg. Alright, it's sew time. So we are going to sew this lace down. Sew it down. This is like a stretch fabric. like a jersey. And I'm nervous to see how it's going to behave with the lace. Let's see. Girl, what? Oh. My kitten is being a freaking menace right now. Okay. Vámonos. Okay. So far, so good. So if you can... Here, let me zoom you in. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh, there's no way you can see that. Anyways, there's this like white, tiny little white line at the base of the lace. And I am trying to just get that white line right above where my serger thread is. Ooh, I have a feeling we're going to be here for a long time. So I'm going to be really slow. Guys, my sister is so funny. She's a very smart person, but she's very private, so she probably won't want me saying what she does for a living on YouTube, but she is a very book smart person, like almost too much so. And so, like I said, I've been trying to teach her how to sew, and she was quilting her makeup bag, and it literally took her 6 hours to quilt her little makeup bag that was like this much fabric. Like, it was the slowest sewing I've ever seen in my entire life. But she was trying to have her lines be completely perfect, which they were. She did such a good job. But my boyfriend was making fun of her, and now it's like an inside joke because her sewing machine was literally like, it was on the lowest setting, like all the way the slowest setting, and it was like dunk, 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 dunk. And then I was sewing next to her like da 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 on my Pernina, which I do have at max speed. I don't use her at max speed. Certainly not right now. But it was so funny with my sister. Sometimes you do have to go so slow to get your precision, your perfect lines. As soon as I try to go fast is when I make mistakes. Ooh, I've been listening to Alchemised. It's just such a long book. I can't commit to reading it. Like, a book that long is going to lose me very quick. But audiobooking it works for me. And, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. I won't say anything because I don't want to ruin anything for anyone. But when you're ready to talk about it, let me know in the comments so we can talk about it. Because it's so good. I, like, started reading it and it was, like, too much for me, and I put it away for a couple weeks. And then I just brought it back out and I'm, like, eating it up. So I'm going to put my headphones on and start listening to my book again. This is so cute. So we have the lace. Here's the hem of the pants. We're on the right side of the garment. Here's the lace was sewed down along the hemline, facing away from it, so that now when I flip it, the hemline down, the lace is going to stick out like that. And so now I just have to go through and top stitch this down. And then we're done. Oh, just kidding. Then we have to do the waistband, which I'm going to try a new plan of attack for the waistband today. I really struggle with casings. So I think I'm going to try, I don't know. I'll watch a YouTube video and get back to you. Okay, so I'm trying this method that I just saw on YouTube where you anchor it down somewhere on the garment. I think this is the back. Now I'm realizing I actually didn't confirm if it was the back. Oh, it's the side. Okay. I just sewed it down at the side seam, so it's anchored on. Now I'm going to fold it in half and find the halfway point. So here's my halfway point. I'm going to mark that with my pen. Okay, now I'm going to pin that halfway point to the other side seam. And now I can sew just by gently stretching. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, here's the front seam. Here's the side seam that I have pinned. Here's the other side seam. Now that I have my halfway point here, I'm going to sew it down to, or pin it down to this side seam. So now I have half of my elastic, and then all of this part of the waist needs to be sewn down to the elastic, and I can do that just by stretching it in little increments. Sometimes I mark a quarter-way point too, and then that's the point that should match up with the back and the front seams. So I'm going to do that. And as you could probably see, I had serged the top edge of the waistband as like a finishing technique, so that I don't have to like fold the fabric over and like hem it that way. Okay, so now I have 2 anchor points. Let's find the quarter-way mark that. So just fold the back half in half to get my quarter way. My English is so bad. I don't even know why. It's my first language. Really, it's my only language. And so now I can line up that halfway mark on the back half with the back seam. Like this. You can see my line there. So now I just need to stretch and sew this quarter portion. I'll just do 1/4 at a time. I like this method because it puts less tension on the elastic, because sometimes when you're working with elastic, it'll stretch while you're working with it because you have to stretch it so much to match it to your fabric. And then all of a sudden it doesn't fit anymore because it's like too big because it stretched too much. So that's why I like to break it up in fourths this way. So now I'm just going to stretch and sew. Okay. Yay! So this is what it looks like now. I just stretch and sewed into, quarter increments. So now I'm halfway done. That's the back part is done. And so now I just have to flip it down once, and then I'll sew this in place. Although this looks so cute. I'm like, do I just keep it like this and leave the elastic out? No, I want to case the elastic. Yeah. So I'll fold it and then top stitch this down. It's cute. I like it. But first I just need to do the same thing to the front part. So fold it in half, mark my quarter. Girl, what the hell? I lost my pen. Oh, there it is. Here is the quarter mark. And so now I can put the quarter mark on the front seam. I'm going to stretch and sew. I had thrifted this fabric, as I usually do. Well, actually, by thrift I mean got it on Facebook Marketplace secondhand. And it's so fragile. And I wonder if it's like very vintage. I feel like this fabric has like no will to live. Like any stretching I do, it like breaks. Okay. Yay! Last little bit. Last quarter here. Line everything up. Stretch and sew. Yay! Okay, so now I have them looking like this. And so now I just need to fold the waistline down and sew along the elastic here. This book. Let me pause. Just so you know, I didn't know what I was getting into. Like, I think I had known that it was romantasy. But then when I started it, I was like, no, it's not. And then you're slowly like, but is it? I can't. I cannot. Anyways, I have my waistband pinned and ready to go. I'm just going to go around and sew right over this first line so it looks really nice and clean on the inside. And I'm going to keep listening to my book because I don't know what the hell's happening right now. But it's making me really giddy. Like, kicking and screaming. They're so cute. I am going to put them on now for you guys to see. I love them! I cannot believe I have bloomers. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, and I need to press my top. I'm going to try it on for you guys. I'm all done. I'll show you the final look, and then we will move on to part 2 of this video. Okay, let's see how it looks. I absolutely love it. It's just the right amount of whimsy and cottagecore that I was going for. This pattern did not come with sizing, and so I just went with a medium top to be safe. And it feels very big to me, which almost makes it more pajama-y, so I think that's okay. But I think next time, if I were to repeat this pattern, I would use the size small. So this is the back. I think the back looks so good. Like, just like such a nice little lift of the booty. And here's the collar. I don't like the way that the pattern maker set up the collar construction. Not the construction of the collar, but the attachment to the main bodice. I did find a way on YouTube that I like that I think is much cleaner, and I would do that next time too. But this is so cute. I would definitely make it again. And I like the knit for the bottoms, and then of course this top is more like a woven material. It's very like crispy, and I think that I would also like to make the top in a little bit less of a crispy fabric, a little bit more drape. But I love the bottoms, the little tiny lace at the edge. I love the frill on the collar. I love the ties down the front. I'm so happy that I have bloomers. I've never had bloomers before. I think that the waistband turned out really, really nice. And this is it folded over. And I kind of like it folded over with the little finished edge all kind of frilly like that. And then here is it not folded over, just normal. And I love the way that I finished the waistband. I think it turned out so good. Here's the bloomers. So this is just part 1. I still have 3 more pajamas to go. So stay tuned for part 2 of this video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.